What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I'm joined by Kwame for a Dragon Ball Super discussion. Now, before I start, this is your one spoiler alert warning. Let's actually talk about that for a second. Now, if you're part of the Dragon Ball community, for the most part, a lot of us try to avoid talking about spoilers and titles, having it in thumbnails, but when it comes out to Dragon Ball content, whether it be Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball games or anything Dragon Ball related, there's going to be a time where we'll discuss stuff the second it happens. This is part of the community. It's like watching an episode of Dragon Ball Z as a kid and then going to school the next day and talk about it, or calling up your friend right after it happens. Like, we discuss Dragon Ball. So it's inevitable that every now and then you'll notice that there's spoilers in the community, and it just can't be avoided. Like I said, for the most part, we try to avoid that because we don't want to ruin the series for anybody. But it's just something that you have to kind of be, aware of if you're part of this community, that we're going to discuss certain situations. In this case, Goku versus Frost. In case you don't know, yes, Goku and Frost fight next after the Botamo round in the God of Destruction tournament. Now, the main reason why I decided to get together with Kwame to talk about this is because the ending was very interesting. Granted, we knew it was going to happen weeks ago because we knew that Piccolo was going to fight against Frost next, which we saw in episode titles. Episode 34 was revealed literally like a month ago now, so we knew for a month that for some reason Frost was still going to be fighting the next round, which means obviously Goku has to lose. Now, the interesting fact was we all assumed that Frost was going to have some kind of extra form, like maybe a golden form type of thing, and really give Goku the business and defeat him. But the way he lost was actually very opposite of what we all expected. At some point during the fight, we see Goku completely dominating Frost the entire time. Frost was in his final form, which he even boasts that it's so powerful he can't control it, and he accidentally killed an evildoer once, which is kind of interesting to see how different Frost is from Frieza. But Frost is completely getting devastated by Super Saiyan Goku, and then all of a sudden, he wins. During some point in the fight, we see Goku get dizzy or something. We have no idea what happens. He gets sleepy, and then Frost takes the opportunity to knock him out. So what the hell happened? There's a question we all have. Now, before I ask Kwame, because I know people are going to ask, before I ask Kwame, my review for Dragon Ball Super Episode 33 is going to come out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But for now, because the fight was so interesting, I decided to talk about this first today, so wait for the review tomorrow, because I know people are going to bring it up, like, why are you talking about this before your review? Well, that's why. Kwame, what do you think happened in the ending of that fight?
Well, guys, Dino and I have actually rewatched this scene several times before we decided to make this video, and it was pretty apparent to me that it most likely has to be some sort of special technique that Frost has. And the reason why I'm saying this is because if you look at that scene, it seems as soon as Goku blocked Frost's hit, that's when he started getting hit, getting dizzy, and that's implying that Frost had contact with Goku. Making physical contact with Frost obviously did it, and Frost was smiling as soon as he did that on Goku, which is implying that he knows, something about what's happening. He knows that he did something special to Goku to get Goku in that position.
Because Jocko noticed it. And remember, Jocko has really sharp eyes, and he's the first person to notice something happened. Because also, if you slow down the frame, you'll notice that there's like a little small spark in his hand. So I do kind of believe that maybe Frost does have a special ability, which, let's talk about that for a second. Now, me and Kwame, actually, before we start recording, we kind of agreed that Universe 6 isn't really full of super strong fighters. When it comes down to it, honestly, I feel like Universe 7 dominates in terms of strength and power, but being the strongest isn't necessarily the number one thing you need to win. In this situation, if you have a special ability, you could triumph against, someone like Goku, for example. And we started in that first round where Botamo, even though he wasn't a strong fighter, and was pretty much not doing any damage to Goku, because of his ability of his lack of being able to get hurt and he has a lot of stamina, that's what made him so special. So in this situation, I feel like every single Universe 6 character does have some kind of special ability, and it kind of makes sense too that Frost maybe has that ability. Do you think anything else could happen, actually?
Not really. I mean, not from what we know, but possibly with other characters down the line. In specific, you know who.
You're just excited to see freaking Piccolo fight, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I am too, honestly, because the preview, even though we're not going to discuss the preview because I don't want to spoil that part, but the preview looked pretty badass.
Definitely.
That looked absolutely badass.
As a matter of fact, guys, a little inside story. So I was editing a video, and Dino calls me up on the phone, and he's like, bro, you need to check this out. And I'm like, what happened? He's like, it's from the Super episode, and I go to check, and I see Piccolo using this, multi-form special beam cannon. I'm like, yes, my theory's coming true.
Dude, all I know is I need to see that in the next Dragon Ball game. That would be pretty badass. Now, here's a question I have. Is it possible that there's some other reason why Goku lost? Because if you remember in the beginning of the round against Botamo, he wasn't his 100% and he had to run around and kind of work the food off. So what if it's maybe something he ate? What if the food that he ate on his trip over to the nameless planet caused him to actually like lose energy and ultimately lose this fight. You think that's possible?
Well, the thing is, Dino, and I'm sure Kira Bug could relate to this because you guys are into health and fitness and stuff. I would think that eating would make him even more, more apt to fight because of the fact that, obviously we know that eating food would obviously give you more energy.
Well,
I don't
that.
think...
But what if he ate something bad? That's the question.
Well, the thing is, the reason I don't think it'd be that is because why would it all of a sudden just attack him at that very second? It seems a little too Deus Ex Machina. I think that because of the way Frost interacted, the way Frost looked at Goku with that smirk on his face.
Yeah, but that was later. Because initially, before we got to the moment where he, realized that he's about to beat Goku, he seemed pretty lost and confused, like, crap, what am I going to do? And the second he saw Goku kind of lose his balance, that's when he was like, oh, snap, I can do this. So even though it does look like he had a special ability, at the same time, you also got to think about external factors. It's like, what if he did eat something bad on trip over? Because, again, we saw him, like, having to regain his health. Now, a lot of people actually saw the second happen. We're talking about a heart attack. I don't think that it's that. That'll be weird to bring them back the heart virus. I just want to toss it out there. But I feel like it could have something to do with the food as well. This is kind of tough.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at the end of the day, I think that it has to be something that was self-inflicted by Frost because of how confident Frost looked after he gained contact with Goku. And I think when you also look at the fact that Goku may have eaten something weird, but at the same time, it just seems kind of weird how it would all of a sudden hit him at that point. It doesn't seem like Goku would be tired because he was holding back significantly, only using his base Super Saiyan form.
Right. Okay. And the other thing that we could also think about is maybe Frost could have done something at the beginning of the fight, and it took a while to take effect. That's also a possibility.
Kind of like Kurama, huh?
Yeah, exactly. We're not going to talk about that because I know you like spoiling Yu Yu Hakusho for people. But there's a point with Kurama in the Dark Tournament where he did something to win and it took some time for it to manifest. So that could also be a situation. So I guess let me ask the people watching this, what do you think actually happened? Number one, do you think it was a secret ability that Frost had? Two, was it something else, like maybe he ate the food? Or maybe even three, something else happened. But the more I think about it, the more I'm going to side with the idea that it's a secret ability that Frost had, just because they showed Jocko freak out. If you remember a while ago, a couple episodes ago actually, we saw that Jocko had sharp eyes and he could see stuff. He could see stuff pretty well. And the fact that he was the camera showed him first, it's like, okay, he saw something. He noticed something. On top of that, if you slow down the frame during that punch, you see like a small flick or something. Because it's, I don't know. This is really tough.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're going to just have to figure out more in the future.
Yeah, next week is going to be intense. Like, I am pretty hyped for the show. One thing I will say is, though, based on how this fight went, I'm kind of confident that I don't think that Frost has the ultimate form. I only say that because, and I know this is a whole different conversation, but the only reason why I say that is because he has a lot of reason to go all out to defeat Goku. So apparently, this is kind of a spoiler in case you want to leave now, but this is more detailed written. The reason why Frost joined Team Universe 6 is because Champa, ironically, promised him to help his peacekeeping efforts if they win a tournament. So Frost has a lot of reason to go all out against this fight. So in this situation, if he was getting dominated in his third form and his final form, you would think that he would have busted out his golden form if he had like a golden form or ultimate evolution. But because he didn't, and he was still losing, I feel like he doesn't actually have a form. So this further also makes me believe that I don't think that Universe 6's team has any kind of special transformation. Because even when Goku transformed, Kabe was surprised. Like, even Champa was like, what, he can transform? And Kabe, I forgot what the actual translation is, but Kabe did not know what happened. So I don't know if he didn't know what happened because he has a different transformation, or if if Super Saiyan isn't a thing in the Universe 6 Saiyan world. So that's something else to toss out there. Actually, what do you think about that, Kwame?
Well, specifically starting off with the Super Saiyan, I do think that it's possible, but maybe they just haven't achieved it yet, because you got to think, if the two universes are parallel to each other.
Wait, one last thing before you go. I'm reading the actual translation on Kazetsu's forums. Champa is surprised. He asks Kabe if Saiyans can transform, but Kabe responds no. He's never seen or heard of anything like this before. So does that kind of confirm no transformations for Saiyans? I'm
not saying it doesn't, but what I'm saying is maybe Kabe has never had a legendary Super Saiyan or any person to demonstrate, but I don't think that necessarily means that they're not capable.
Right.
Because he's still a Saiyan.
Right. Okay, that makes sense. But go ahead, what you were saying?
Yeah, so I mean, that's my basic premise for the whole Saiyan thing. And as far as, the other characters go with Frost, I think that it makes sense that Frost would have used all of his power had, the situation called for it. And obviously Goku was holding back.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess all we can really do at this point is speculate and wait for next week to see what the hell happened. Hopefully, it will actually explain for us. To those who have not seen the episode yet, by the time this video goes live, the sub version should be available. We can't link it for legal reasons, but if you look it up, you can watch it yourself. So check it out. Watch that and come back here and let us know what you think happened to Goku, whether it be a special ability that Frost has, or maybe he ate something, or some kind of extra reason to why he lost. Maybe Champa is cheating. Champa is cheating in the background or something. I have no idea. If you have any theories or speculations, just drop in the comment section below. Kwame, anything else?
No, I think that we pretty much summed it all up, and I'm just looking forward to Piccolo kicking some smash next episode.
So we'll see you guys next week, and let's see what Piccolo can do with his amazing new attack that he reveals in the next episode, which we're not going to talk about. But Kwame, take us out.
Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys. And remember that Piccolo will get revenge for all of those who out there who like to troll me about 2 pieces of chopsticks.
Makana Zappo Cannon.